Hello everybody, I'm Daryl, and this is my idea to reduce carbon dioxide from air travel down to 15% within 20 years and to zero within 30 years. My plan is just a hard out, brutal change. So in this idea, I expect some airlines to go broke and I expect global tourism to decrease, but on the bright side, we are going to try and limit the effects of climate change and conserve our ability to grow enough food for everybody on the planet. There's a statistic that airlines use, which is ASM, available seat miles, and there are about 4 trillion available seat miles in the world used each year. My idea is to drastically reduce it by 10% every year. So start at 4 trillion on the first year and get rid of 400 billion of those the following year. What we'd do to make this work is just sell licenses for ASMs. So you have an auction house, probably run by the United Nations. We'd sell these miles in advance so airlines can buy them in advance so that they can book those ASMs for their passengers. And we'll just continue on with a reduction plan year after year after year. I made up some rules. These are just my first ideas. The idea of this video is to get people used to the idea that if we're actually going to make serious adaptation to the threats of climate change, you have to do serious things and you have to make big drastic moves, because frankly we've just left a lot of it just too late. Governments have just put off year after year after year actually doing anything. So those are my first conceptual ideas. And as I was saying, the airlines are going to go broke. It's going to be harder to travel between places, but the system is made so that it puts a pressure on fossil fuel powered aircraft to take them out of the system. The least efficient aircraft are going to be shut down first by the airlines. The airline companies will keep using their more efficient, newer aircraft for a while. That way they're not going to suddenly have an abandoned asset of airliners. If we just put it off and put it off and put it off, this problem will only get worse and worse and worse in the future. So you just have to start. Another effect is that people like me who live on islands, I live in New Zealand, and it's difficult to get onto these islands. The nearest land's really Australia, big country with big transport systems, 2,000 kilometers away, and there aren't electric airliners that fly 2,000 kilometers. I've seen a vehicle that you can buy now that carries maybe a dozen people, travels 500 miles, so we're kind of getting there, but I very much expect global tourism to reduce and global business trips to reduce. I don't think there's much value in tourism and business trips. If you have the choice of tourism and business trips versus a stable climate and everybody getting food, I'm gonna choose food, and I think most people would choose that too. There will be a residual of 15% remaining airliners after 20 years and 5% after 30 years. But I expect that, especially after 20 years or so, electric aviation will start to make up a lot of, probably not make up all of the difference, but just some of it. It's a starting place. My channel is Daryl Talks About New Zealand. This video is Daryl Talks about the end of aviation CO2. Please like and subscribe to my channel. You can ask me questions in the comments. Thanks for watching.